My career started primarily, I suppose most of the learning took place in a company called BD, or Becton Dickinson, which is one of the multinationals here in Ireland in the medical device space, an American company. So I was nearly 20 years with them in various roles, starting in production, in engineering, and for about 5 years then I moved on to about a 5-year career in production management. I was offered the opportunity then to go to America to run one of their large plants over there, actually the biggest syringe plant in the world. So I did that for 5 years and then came back to Ireland as general manager for Ireland for 5 years as well. So good kind of broad career base with BD. And for the last 10 years or so then I've been consulting. My role with Mentors is primarily working with companies with an operational focus. So operational effectiveness, trying to make sure that the bottom line turns out as good as they would plan it to be. So there's big opportunities, I think, in most companies to continuously improve, using one of the buzzwords, call it lean if you like, but continuous improvement. Every company is trying to do that, and you do that in two ways. You grow the top line, but you also have to look at the cost structures as well and the efficiency side in order to make sure your bottom line turns out as it should. So I guess I focus in on the operational side, the optimization and cost management. My experience is primarily in the life sciences sector, so a lot of my work is in that space. But that said, the role as mentor does kind of cross sectors fairly readily. So I have been in the food sector as well, and transportation. So it'll cross the sectors, but I guess if I was to go back to my original background, it would be in the life sciences sector. The buzz around operational effectiveness would be, some of the words are lean or Six Sigma, continuous improvement. If you look into it, it's a fairly well-established methodology, and the literature would talk about waste reductions, the various forms of waste. There's an acronym called TIMWOOD, which is broadly used to describe the 7 forms of waste. In more recent times, they've added to that in a way that I like. They've added another letter to the acronym, and it's S for skills. And really the point they're making is companies that are not utilising the expertise and the know-how of their workforce, they're actually losing out on something. So the companies who are doing this really well have figured out what empowerment means, and they empower their workforce, in a structured way for sure, but they empower their workforce and allow their skills and expertise to bear fruit. The opportunity and the challenge for companies is they're kind of go hand in hand. I think the opportunity is there for growth. The challenge of that is funding growth. And it all boils down to either putting together a very, very strong strategy and action around growing the top line and managing the bottom line. In other words, funding, and building that strategy which is going to encourage and attract investors. Alternatively, you may be funding internally, which also means that you need to have a strong bottom line. So ultimately it boils down to running your company very, very well to either attract or to self-fund and to get after these opportunities for growth that are out there.